Welcome to Lola's Frugal Life Podcast. If you're on a mission to be more frugal with both your time and money, you're in the right place. In this podcast, we talk about topics that help enhance living a frugal lifestyle. The goal is to save time and money where we can so that we can use the rest on what matters most to us. We talk a lot about both time and money management so that we can waste as little as possible on both. We do this while also embracing a progress over perfection mindset. If that sounds good to you, then please stick around for the latest episode right after a few quick words from our sponsor. Hi everyone, welcome back to my weekly meal plan episode. This is a quick episode that I do every week where I share with you what's on my family's meal plan for the upcoming week. You can find a blog post that goes along with this on my website at lolasfrugallife.com. That basically just shows the full meal plan for the week, and it has links to any recipes that I mention in this episode. I do this because I think maybe it might help some of you with getting your meal plan together. Maybe you'll get some ideas, or maybe it'll just give you some motivation. Meal planning is so important to me in my weekly living because I just don't like to try and figure out in the morning what I'm doing for dinner that night. I want to look at my app and know what I'm making and just take out what I need. And I like to already have my meal plan laid out before it's time to start grocery shopping, so I don't have to sit there trying to figure out what's going on. So I use a rotation for certain days, and I definitely rotate meals frequently, and then I just throw in some new things when I feel like it. So this week's meal plan starts on Saturday, September 23rd. For Saturday, I'm going to be making easy American goulash, which is from budgetbites.com. This is a meal that my whole family seems to like, which is rare. It's a quick one-pot meal that has ground beef and diced tomatoes, tomato sauce, elbow macaroni, and it's just kind of like one of those one pot pasta with hamburger meat type meals. So that's what we're doing for Saturday. For Sunday, I'm making creamy Italian instant pot chicken breast. This is chicken breast with like a basil pesto type creamy coating on it. We really like them. They're pretty quick and easy to make. So I'm doing that with easy rice baked casserole on the side. That comes from foodnetwork.com. This is something I kind of start to make in like the fall and winter, not so much in the summer because it takes a while to bake in the oven. But this is a casserole made with rice, frozen spinach, milk, eggs, cheese, and it just comes together really good. And I like doing that as a side dish with either like Instant Pot or stove top meals where I'm not using the oven for something else. For Monday, September 25th, I'm doing oven-baked chicken. This is from BettyCrocker.com. I make this with, the recipe calls for one cut-up whole chicken, but I just make it with bone-in chicken thighs. You basically just take the chicken and you dredge it in a mix of Bisquick and some seasonings, and then you cook it in a baking dish with some butter. And I just think it comes out really good. The chicken comes out really crispy. It's my favorite way to make baked chicken. So we're doing that on Monday with some frozen vegetables, whatever I happen to have on hand. And then Sarah's rice pilaf, which is from allrecipes.com. This comes out really good. It's the first rice pilaf recipe I've ever actually made. I started making this, I guess, sometime last year, but it's a really good side dish. It comes out it tastes really good if you like rice pilaf. So we're going to be doing that with the chicken and the vegetables. For Tuesday, that's our Mexican theme night. This week we're doing Chipotle night. I don't have a recipe to share. We just kind of make stuff to make Chipotle bowls with. So I'll do some brown rice and some chicken I make in the oven where I just kind of take some chicken breast, cut it up in small pieces, toss it with some olive oil and some seasonings and broil it. And then we'll have out black beans and shredded cheese and salsa and avocados and all that kind of stuff so everyone can make their own Chipotle type bowl. For Wednesday, we usually do some type of seafood. We're doing baked salmon this week. This is another one where I don't have a specific recipe to share. I just take salmon fillets that I buy frozen from the grocery store, just defrost them, brush them with olive oil, and then some Smokehouse Maple Seasoning by McCormick. Bake them in the oven for 12 minutes at 450 degrees, and they come out perfect. I'm going to make some egg noodles on the side with that and with butter, and then again some just like some frozen vegetables, whatever I have on hand. I always buy like some of the Steam Fresh type frozen vegetables when they're on sale at the food store and keep them in the freezer, and then I could just pop one in the microwave real quick when dinner's almost done. For Thursday, we usually do either breakfast for dinner or soup. So this week we're doing soup again. We're doing sausage tortellini soup, which is from greatgrubdelicious.treats.com. This is a really simple, easy soup to make on the stovetop, which is made with ground sausage, tortellinis, I think chicken broth, and some heavy cream. We really like it. It's really simple, like I said, and really easy to make. So we're doing that for Thursday. And then Friday, we're doing hamburgers. We do hamburgers every other Friday. I've really enjoyed this switch. I used to do them every Monday, but I'm really liking having a really simple meal on Friday nights, because by the end of the week, I'm usually tired out and I don't feel like spending a lot of time cooking dinner. So I'm really liking doing the hamburger every other week rotation, and then hot dogs on the off one and steak on the other off one. So it's like hamburgers, hot dogs, hamburger, steak. It goes in that rotation for Fridays. Really super easy to make. I don't have a recipe for the burgers. I just basically take ground beef and make it into patties and cook it up in a pan at this point, now that the weather's still nice enough, but I've kind of started to transition from grilling back to cooking on the stovetop as the season starts to change. And then with that, I will also make oven fresh seasoned potato wedges from allrecipes.com. You just take potatoes, cut them into wedges, toss them in a Ziploc bag with some olive oil and Parmesan cheese and other seasonings, and then you just bake them in the oven. Really super easy to make. And then we usually do a can of pork and beans with that. So that's it for this week's meal plan. Like I said, you can find this whole meal plan and one for every single week that this episode comes out on my website at lolasfrugallife.com. So thank you so much for listening, and I will see you back here next week. So thank you for checking in for this podcast episode. And don't forget, you can always email me with any questions or suggestions at lolasfrugallife@gmail.com. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at lolasfrugallife. And you can find a blog post for most of my episodes and definitely all of my meal plan episodes at lolasfrugallife.com. You can also join our private listeners group at facebook.com/groups/lolasfrugallife. And if you enjoy the show, please make sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you listen from. And I would love it if you would screenshot the show and tag me on Instagram so I could see you're listening. Also, if you can please take a couple of seconds to rate and review the podcast. Those ratings and reviews are what help the show come up better in search results so that other people can find this podcast. So that will really help me in growing my audience. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have an awesome day.